Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello everyone, welcome to First PUC Statistics online classes. In the previous class we had discussed about important problems of formation of discrete frequency distribution. In this class we are going to discuss formation of continuous frequency distribution. To construct continuous frequency distribution there are some important factors are there. Let's see one by one. In that first one, that is range. So what is range? Range is it's the difference between highest and lowest value of the data. See, we already discussed in the previous class what is data. Data in the sense that is measurable characteristics of units. For example, here I will consider 15, 8, 2, 1, 4, 12, 11. See, these are measurable characteristics, or we can say this is data. So from this, how to find out range? Range is it is the difference between highest value and lowest value. So how to calculate range? If we here lowest value subtracted from highest value. See here lowest value subtracted from highest value. So the here difference between in the sense what, that is subtraction. So how to write the formula? Here range is equal to highest value, that I will write HV, highest value minus lowest value. So it means it is difference between highest value and lowest value. See in this data here highest value is 15. So in the place highest value I will substitute 15 minus lowest value. See in this data lowest value is 1. So in the place of lowest value I will substitute 1. So 15 minus 1 is 14. So this is range of this given this observation, set of observation or set of data. So range in the sense what? Range in the sense it is difference between highest value and lowest value of the data. So that is range. The second one, that is sub range. So what is sub range? Sub range is, for example, marks distribution of statistics. Marks distribution of statistics in annual examination. See, we know that annual examination of question paper, statistics question paper based on 100 marks. Here student may score 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 100, and this is difficult to maintain. How many students scored 0, how many students scored 1, how many students scored 2 marks, how many students scored 3 marks, up to how many students scored 100 marks. See, this is lengthy process and time consuming. To avoid this process, avoid this lengthy process, we are using sub range. For example, here I will consider sub range is 0 to 10. This is one sub range, or we can say this is one class, or 10 to 20. See, this is one sub range or this is one class. Next 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, next 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. Because I will stop here because your question paper is based on 100 marks. Your students may score 0 to 100 marks, and here we can write, okay, this is class interval, and here we can write number of students. So here I will write 5, 3, 12, then 4, 14, 17, 8, 4, 2, 1, 1. So it means what here? 0 to 100. Here marks distribution of, here students scored 0 to 10, 5 students scored 0 to 10. Then here 3 students scored 10 to 20 marks. Then 12 students scored 20 to 30 marks. Like that 14 to 15, that is 30 to 40 marks. Like that 90 to 100. See here one student scored 90 to 100 marks. So it is sub-range or class. Sub-range in the sense what? This 0 to 10. See here the marks, here question paper is based on 0 to 100, but see out of that, see here 0 to 10 is one class or 0 to 10 is sub-range. Here total range is 0 to 100, out of which student may score. Here we did sub-ranges like this 0 to 10. In the sense what? That is one class. Then 10 to 20, this is one sub-range. So we this is, yeah, next 20 to 30, this is sub-range, or we can say this is class. 30 to 40, that is one class. 40 to 50, that is one class. 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. Okay, these are classes. Okay, next let's see the next third factor, that is class limit. So what is class limit? Class limit is the lowest and highest values which are taken to define boundaries of a class. So see, as I said earlier, 0 to 10 is one class, 10 to 20 is one class, like that 90 to 100 classes. See, these are class. For example, if I consider first class, that is 0 to 10, so that is first class, then here lowest value. So in the first class lowest value is 0 and highest value is 10. So here 0 and 10 are defined as a boundary values of a class. So that is class limit. Then here in the second class, here lowest value is 10 and highest value is 20. See here 10 and 20 are defined as boundary values of a class, this class. Like that 20 to 30. See here 20 is lowest value, 30 is highest value. Here 20 and 30 are defined boundaries of this class. I hope you understood what is class limit. Okay, this is known as class limit. See, these boundary values are known as class limit. Here 30 to 20, 40. See here 30 is lowest value, 40 is highest value, and 30 and 40 are defined boundaries of this class. Okay, that is class limit. In a class limit there are two types. One is lower limit, another one is upper limit. So what is lower limit? Lower limit in the sense that is lowest value in the class. Lowest value in the class. For example, if I consider first this class, here lowest value is 0. So 0 is lower limit. And what is upper limit? Upper limit is highest value of the class. See, in this class highest value is 10. So what is here 10 is upper class limit. See in this class, in the second class, see here 10 and 20 are class limits, isn't it? So here 10 is lower limit and 20 is upper limit. Why 10 is lower limit? Because here 10 is lowest value in the class, so this is lower limit, and here 20 is highest value, therefore it is upper limit. Like that here also, here 20 is lowest value in the class and 30 is highest value in the class. So here 20 is lower limit and 30 is upper limit. So in the sense what? See here these values are there, no? These boundary values, the first boundary values, these are lower class limit, and these boundary values are there, no? These values are upper class limit. Because here see 0 and 10 is 0, here 0 is lower limit, 10 and 20 is there. So here 10 is lower class limit and 20 and 30 are there. So here 20 is lower class limit, 30 and 40, here 30 is lowest value, 40 and 50, here 40 is lowest value, 50 and 60 are there. Here 50 is lowest value, 60 and 70, here 70 is lowest value, 70 and 80, 80 is lowest value, and 80, 90, so 80 is lowest value, 90 and 100, here 90 is lowest value. So these are lower class limit and these are upper class limit. So that is, these two are types of class limit. Next let's see what is exclusive class. Yeah, I will consider same example. that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Okay, I will stop here. This is class interval or class intervals. Then frequencies, I will consider 2, 4, 5, 3, 2. See, next, exclusive class interval. What is exclusive class interval? Exclusive class interval is in a class if the lower limit is included in the same class and upper limit is excluded from that class but included in the next class. In the sense, here upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. See, this is upper class limit, isn't it? These are upper class limit, these are lower class limit. Okay, I already explained. See, here upper class limit, so exclusive class in the sense what? Upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. See, this is upper class limit, these are lower class limit and these are upper class limit. See, exclusive class in the sense what? Here upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Like that here also. Upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. And here also see upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Then we can say these are exclusive class, exclusive classes. Okay, that is exclusive class. Exclusive class in the sense what? Here upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Then what is inclusive class? Inclusive class in the sense in a class if lower as well as upper limits are included in the same class. In the sense, for example, that is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59. Here I will take same frequencies. Yeah. No. I will stop here, okay. 40 to 49. See, these are inclusive class interval. Why it is inclusive class interval? Inclusive class interval in the sense what? In a class if lower as well as upper class limits are included in the same class. In the sense, here upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the class. See, upper class limit, here upper class limit is 9. This upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. Why? Because here upper class limit is 9 and lower class limit is 10. See, these two are not equal. Like that, see here upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. Here 19 is not equal to 20. And like that here also 29 is not equal to, 29 is upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. Here also upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. So these are inclusive classes. Then what is exclusive classes? What is the difference between inclusive classes and exclusive classes? See, in exclusive classes, upper class limit is equal to lower class limit of the next class. But in inclusive classes, upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. So these are inclusive classes and these are exclusive classes. But in inclusive format, we cannot apply continuous frequency distribution. We cannot form distribution in the form of continuous frequency distribution. Therefore, we have to convert inclusive into exclusive classes. In this format, we cannot do continuous frequency distribution. Therefore, we have to convert inclusive class interval into exclusive class interval. How to convert inclusive into exclusive? See, using correction factor, we can convert inclusive class interval into exclusive class interval. So, how to convert? See, so first of all, what is correction factor? Correction factor is it is the half of the difference between lower limit of a class and upper limit of the preceding class. So correction factor is, it is the half of the difference between. So correction factor, I will write CF. CF is equal to half. How to write half? 1 by 2. This is half, isn't it? So half of the difference between lower limit of a class and upper limit of the preceding class. In the sense what? Here upper limit of the preceding class is subtracted from lower limit of a class. So difference between, in the sense what? That is subtraction. So here I will write the formula, that is lower limit of a class minus upper limit of the preceding class. See, this is the formula. This I will write correction factor is equal to, see here 2 is there, I will take common denominator. So here it is 2 and here 1 into lower limit of a class, that is lower limit of a class minus 1 into upper limit of the preceding class, that we can write upper limit of the preceding class. Divided by 2. This is correction factor formula. So what is the formula to correction factor? That is correction factor is equal to lower limit of a class minus upper limit of the preceding class divided by 2. So how to convert using this formula inclusive into exclusive? See, so now I will substitute these inclusive values under this formula, that is this is equal to, correction factor is equal to, see here lower limit of the class. So that I will consider this one, 10 is lower class limit, isn't it? So I will consider 10 minus upper limit of the preceding class. See, this is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39 and 40 to 49. See, these are the classes, isn't it? See, so inclusive in the sense what? Here upper class limit is not equal to lower limit of the next class. So here we consider these two observations, isn't it? So I will substitute under correction factor these two observations. So here in a formula lower limit of a class. See, if I consider these two observations, here which is lower class limit? 10 is lower class limit, isn't it? So I will substitute under lower limit of the class, that is 10. 10 minus, then what is upper limit of the preceding class? For this upper limit of the preceding class is 9. So 10 minus 9 divided by 2. So 10 minus 1 is 1. 10 minus 1 is 1 divided by 2, that is 1 by 2. So that we can write 0.5. See, 1 by 2 is 0.5, isn't it? So 1 by 2. Okay, now how to convert inclusive into exclusive? See, to get exclusive from inclusive, we have to add this correction factor. Here correction factor is 0.5, isn't it? 0.5. So we have to add this correction factor to upper class limit. So here we have to add correction factor to upper class limit and subtract correction factor from this lower class limit. How to convert, student? See, we have to add this correction factor to this upper class limit and we have to subtract this correction factor from this lower class limit. Then we can convert inclusive into exclusive. Okay, let's see. So the first value 0. Minus 0.5. See, this is negative value. It comes negative value. So I will write 0 only. 0 to 9 plus 0.5. So that is 9.5. Next I have to subtract this value from this. So 10 minus 0.5, that is 9.5. Next 19 plus 0.5, that is 19.5. Next here 20 minus 0.5, that is 19.5. Next here 29 plus 0.5, that is 29.5. Next 30 minus 0.5, that is 29.5. And here 39 plus 0.5, that is 39.5. Next here 40 minus 0.5, that is 39.5. 2, here 49 plus 0.5, that is 0.5. So these are the class interval. Here frequencies 2, 4, 5, 3, 2. See here. Okay, now this is, here we converted inclusive into exclusive. See the values. So in exclusive, when we can call it as exclusive, here upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Let's check. Upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. See, we can say it is exclusive class interval. Why? Because here upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Like that here also upper class limit is equal to lower limit of the next class. Here also, here also. So this is the method to convert exclusive into inclusive. Next, let's see what is open end classes. So here open end class in the sense, in a class, if the lower and upper limit of the class is not specified. Not specified in the sense what? Here upper and lower limit are not specified. For example, if the class intervals are like this. Less than 20, or I will take less than 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80 and more than 80, 80 and more than 80, 80 or more, 80 and more. See, here what is 50? 50 is lower class limit, isn't it? Here 50 is lower class limit. Sorry, yeah, here 50 is upper class limit. I'm sorry. Here 50 is upper class limit and here 80 is lower class limit. Correct? No, here these are upper class limit values, isn't it? And these are lower class limit values, in the sense what? Here 50 is upper class limit and 80 is lower class limit. And see, here lower class limit is not defined and here upper class limit is not defined, because here they given less than 50, in the sense what? Here some values are there. We don't know which values here. And here also 80 and more, in the sense what? Here some value is there. That value we don't know, not specified. So here more than value is, I mean upper class limit is not specified. Here lower class limit is not specified. This type of class interval is known as, that is open end classes. Open end classes in the sense what? In a class, the lower or upper class limit of the class is not specified. That is known as upper class limit. Next, let's see what is midpoint. Midpoint is the midpoint in the sense, mid in the sense what? That is central. Correct? No? So midpoint in the sense what? That is central value of the class. So how to find out central value of a class? See, for example, class intervals I will take 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. I will stop here. This is one class interval and here frequency also there. This is one frequency distribution. See here these are class intervals. Now from this class, if I consider first class, here how to find out midpoint. To calculate midpoint we using the formula, that is midpoint is equal to, that is lower class limit, or I will like LCL, okay, in the sense what, lower class limit plus upper class limit. So UCL in the sense what, upper class limit divided by 2. Next, now we will using this formula we can get central point or midpoint. So next column is midpoint. How to calculate midpoint, students? See, lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. See, if I consider this class, here lower class limit is 0 plus upper class limit is 10 divided by 2. So 0 plus 10 is 10 only, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So here the for this class midpoint is 5. Next, if I consider second class, that is 10 to 20. So here lower class limit is 10, upper class limit is 20. So divided by 2, 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 divided by 2 is 15. See, for this class the midpoint is 15. Next, if I consider this class, here lower class limit is 20 and upper class limit is 30. So 20 plus 30 is 50, 50 divided by 2, that is 25. See, for this class the midpoint is 25. Next class, that is 30 to 40. So 30, lower class limit is 30 plus upper class limit is 40. So 30 plus 40, 70, 70 divided by 2 is 35. So for this class midpoint is 35. Next, 40 to 50. So 40 to 50 in the sense what? So here 40 is lower class limit and upper class limit is 50. So 40 plus 50, that is 90. 90 divided by 2, that is 45. See, for this class the midpoint is 45. I hope you understood how to calculate midpoint. So to calculate midpoint we using the formula upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. Okay, next, width of the class. Width in the sense what? Yeah, width of the class in the sense the difference between upper and lower limit of the class. See, here upper class limits of a class, upper limit of a class is subtracted from, here lower class, okay. Here lower limit of the class subtracted from upper class limit of the class. So to find out width, the formula is width of a class, or we can write C. Width of a class is equal to, what is the definition? Definition is the difference between upper and lower limit of a class. In the sense what? Here upper limits of a class is subtracted from, so here lower limit of the first, here this is lower, no, lower limit of a class subtracted from upper limit of the class. So difference between in the sense what? That is subtraction. So how to do width of a class? Here upper limit of a class minus lower limit of a class. In the sense what? Here lower limit of a class subtracted from upper limit of the class. Let's see the first class. That is, so here I will write width of the class. See, here in the first class, here upper class limit is 10 and lower class limit is 0. So how to find out width? Upper class limit, that is 10 minus 0. So 10 minus 0 in the sense what? That is 10 only. Next, see, in the second class, here upper class limit is 20 and lower class limit is 10. So what is the formula here to find width of a class? Upper class limit minus lower class limit. Here upper class limit is 20 and lower class limit is 10. So what is the difference between 20 and 10? So that is 10. So here for this class width is 10. Next is 20 to 30. So here 20 is upper class limit, 30 is upper class limit, 20 is lower class limit, 30 minus 20 that is 10. So for this class width is 10. And here upper class limit is 40, lower class limit is 30. So 40 minus 30, so width is 10. Here 50 and 40. See, 50 is upper class limit, 40 is lower class limit, then 50 minus 40, so width is 10. So these are width of a class. And how to find out width of a class? Using this formula, that is upper class limit minus lower class limit. Okay, this is all about width of a class. See, for example, if the observations are like this, we can easily find out width of the class. For example, if the observations are like this, 50, 18, 15, 20, 25, next 8, 4, 3, 2, 9, then I will take one more digit, that is 10. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, here 10 observations are there. If the class intervals like this, we can find out width easily. That is 10 upper limit of a class minus lower class limit of the class, like this. Upper class limit of the class limit minus lower class limit. Like that we can find width of the class. So if the observation is like this, then how to find out width? In this case, we using the formula, that is width of a class is equal to range divided by number of classes. We know that how to calculate range. Okay, this is one set of observation. See, we know that how to find out range, that is highest value minus lowest value. Okay, like that we can find out range, that we already discussed. And how to find out number of classes. Here we need number of classes, no? How to find out number of classes? To calculate number of classes, we using Professor Strudger's rule, that is number of classes, and it is denoted by K. Number of classes is equal to 1 plus 3.322 log n. Okay, using this formula we can find out number of classes. After that we can substitute range and number of classes under this formula, under this width of a class. Like that we can find out width of a class. So how to find out number of classes? See, using Strudger's rule we can find number of classes. What is the formula? Formula is number of classes K is equal to 1 plus 3.322 log n. Okay, next let's see what is cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency in the sense, that is added up frequency. What is added up frequency? Let me explain. Before that, let's see the types of cumulative frequency. That is, first one, less than cumulative frequency, and the second one is more than cumulative frequency. So what is less than cumulative frequency? Less than cumulative frequency in the sense what? That is number of frequencies below a certain limit. Then what is more than cumulative frequency? That is the number of frequencies above a certain limit is known as more than cumulative frequency. For example, see, this is one class interval. So here, if I consider, okay, I will write here. And see, this is one frequency distribution, isn't it? Yeah. From here in this frequency distribution, here the first class is 0 to 10, next 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And here I will consider frequencies 2, 3, 5, then 1, 1. Okay, these are the frequencies, these are imaginary frequencies. And see, if I see here less than 10 values, only less than, see, Here 0 to 10, 0 to 10, here the frequency is 2. In the sense what? Here 2 observations are repeated, 0 to 10. Correct, no? Frequency in the sense what? That is number of times an observation repeated. So here in this class 2 observation is there in the sense what? Yeah, that is, see 10 to 0 to 10, here 2 observations are repeated. Okay, see here less than 10, how many frequencies are there? For less than 10, how many frequencies are? Only 2. Okay, so here I will write less than 10, 2 observation is there. And see here less than 20. Less than 20 in the sense what? 0 to 20, how many observations are there? So here less than 10 in the sense what? 0 to 10, how many frequencies are there or how many observations are there? Here 2 is there, 2 observations are repeated. And here 10 to 20, how many observations are repeated? Frequency in the sense what? That is number of observations repeated, isn't it? See here 0 to 20, less than 20 in the sense what? Here 0 to 20, how many observations are repeated? In the sense what? 2 plus 5, sorry 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 observations are repeated under less than 20. Next in this here, less than 30 in the sense what? See less than 30 in the sense here 0 to 30, how many observations are repeated? See 0 to 30 in the sense what? Here 3 plus 2 plus 3 in the sense 5, 5 plus 5, that is 10. 10 observations are repeated, that is 0 to 30. Next, less than 40. Less than 40 in the sense 0 to 40, how many observations are repeated? That is 2 plus 3, that is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 1, that is 11 observations are repeated. Next, less than 50. Less than 50 in the sense 0 to 50, how many observations are repeated? So here 2 plus 3, that is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11, 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 observations are repeated. In the sense here less than 50 in the sense what? Here 12 observations are repeated. So here capital letter N is 12. So here total frequency is 12. Correct, no? 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So here 12 observations are repeated. And here, so these types of frequency distribution is there, no? This frequency distribution is known as less than cumulative frequency. So less than cumulative frequency in the sense what? The number of frequencies below a certain limit, below certain limit. Less than in the sense what? That is below. Below certain limit is known as less than cumulative frequency. Next, what is more than cumulative frequency? More than cumulative frequency in the sense what? The number of frequencies above a certain limit is known as more than cumulative frequency. What is more than cumulative frequency? Let's discuss. That is, see, here I will write first value 0 in the sense what? That I will write more than or equal to 0. More than more than or equal to 0. See, more than or equal to 0. So more than or equal to 0. 0, more than or equal to 0 in the sense what? Here 50 to 0. See here this class limit range is 0 to 50. Correct, no? So more than or equal to 0 in the sense what? Here 0 to 50. How many observations are there? This is frequency. How many observations are there? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. So here more than 0 in the sense what? Here 50 to 0. How many observations are there? That is 12 observations are there. Next, this is over. No? Next, more than 10, more than 10 in the sense what? Here 0 to 50, how many observations are there? See, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 3 is, 7 plus 3 is 10. So 10 observations are there. Next, more than 20. More than 20 in the sense what? Here 50 to 20, how many more than or equal, more than or equal to 20. In the sense here 50 to 20, how many observations are there? 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 observations are repeated. Next, more than or equal to 30. So here 30 to 50, how many observations are there? 1 and 1. So that is 2. Next, more than or equal to 40. More than or equal to. So 40 to 50, how many observations are there? Only 1. Okay, this is more than cumulative frequency. More than cumulative frequency in the sense what? The number of frequencies above a certain limit is known as more than cumulative frequency, and this is less than cumulative frequency. Less than cumulative frequency in the sense what? The number of frequencies below a certain limit. Below a certain limit is known as more than cumulative frequency. Then what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency is the added up frequencies. Here we added like this. Here we added numbers are like this, and here we added numbers are like this. So these are cumulative frequencies and types of cumulative frequencies. Okay, next is frequency density. What is frequency density? Frequency density is here also I consider same class interval, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And this is frequency. Okay. I will take the frequencies are 2, 3, 5, 1 and 1. See what is frequency density? Frequency density is, it is the ratio of the class frequency to the width of the class, width of the class interval. Frequency density in the sense what? It is the ratio of the class frequency to the width of the class interval. So how to write the formula to find frequency density? I will write FD. Here FD in the sense what? Frequency density. So frequency density is equal to ratio. So this is in the form of ratio, but our convenience I will write divided by. So ratio of the class frequency. So here I will write frequency divided by width of the class interval. So here I will write width of the class. Width of the class. See here in this frequency distribution, here frequency is there. What we need to find out? Width. That I will write like this, width of the class. We know that how to find out width. So for to calculate width using the formula, upper class limit minus lower class limit. Here 10 minus 0 is 10. Here 20 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 20 is 10. 40 minus 30 is 10 and 50 minus 40 is 10. So these are class width. And how to find out frequency density? So next column is frequency density. To find frequency density, we need frequency and width of the class. Here frequency is there and width of a class also there. So how to find out width of a class? Frequency density. See the value. So first is frequency divided by width of the class. That is 2 divided by 10. That is 0.2. So for the first class, that is class width is frequency density is 0.2. Okay, for this class, what is the frequency density? That is 3 divided by 10, that is 0.3. Next, for this class, what is the frequency density? That is 5 by 10, that is 0.5. Then for this class, 1 by 10, because your formula is like this, frequency divided by width of the class. Your frequency is 1 and width of a class is 10. So 1 by 10 is 0.1. Next here 40 to 50. So here frequency is 1 and width of a class is 10. So divided by 10, that is 0.1. Okay, these are the width of frequency density. These are frequency density values. So how to find out frequency density? Using this formula, that is frequency divided by width of the class. Okay, next let's see the last concept, that is relative frequency. So what is relative frequency? Relative frequency is, it is a ratio of the frequency of the values of the variable to the total frequency. So in the sense what? I will write relative frequency like this, RF. So RF in the sense what? That is relative frequency. It is the ratio. So this is also in the form of ratio, but for our convenience I will consider divided by. So ratio of the frequency of the value of the variable. So here it is frequency divided by value of the variable to the total frequency, divided by total frequency. So total frequency in the sense what? Total frequency is denoted by capital letter F. So what is total frequency? That is total of these frequencies. See here 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So here total frequency is 12. And okay, next column is relative frequency. How to find out relative frequency? See, first here how to find out this frequency divided by total frequency. Here frequency is 2 and total frequency is 12. So 2 divided by 12, that is 0.166. Next frequency is 3, total frequency is 12, correct? No, total frequency is 12. So 3 by 12, that is 0.25. Okay, next frequency is 5, total frequency is 12, that is 5 by 12 is 0.416. Next here frequency is 1 and total frequency is 12. So 1 by 12 is 0.083. Okay, next here frequency is 1 and total frequency is 12. So 1 by 12 is 0.083. Okay, these are relative frequency. Okay, to find relative frequency using the formula frequency divided by total frequency. These are the important factors of formation of continuous frequency distribution. Thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.